Okay, so this is number 12 and 13 for the review for Friday's test. Number 12 looks a little bit tricky when you put it in the box, because if you notice inside the box, now you have 6a squared, but you also have negative 4b squared. So what do you do when you see something like that? You have to know that these two both have to be a, because a times a is a squared. So how do you get b squared? B times b. So this one has to have a b, and this one has to have a b. Okay, so you don't have to worry too much about the letters. If you notice, all the answers have a, b, 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 a, b. So you don't have to worry about that. We do have to worry about the numbers. So we still do the same thing. You need to find factors of 6 times 4 is 24. So factors of 24 that will give you a sum or a difference of 5. So factors of 24 would be like 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6, and that's it. So which one of those gives you a sum or a difference of 5? The 3 and the 8 if you subtract them, right? So look at the middle term. The middle term has AB, so both of these have to have AB. 3 and 8 have to have AB, AB. And one of those is going to have to be negative. So which one's going to be negative? The 8. So the 8 is negative, and the 3 is positive, and that will give you a negative 5. Okay? Now let's do the outside part, because I need two numbers here that multiply and give you 6. Okay. Yes. So what he's saying is that he figured that it would probably have to be 2 and 3, okay? Because if we do 6, like we did on the other problem, 6 times 1, that would work. But these two cannot be divided by 6. Both of them cannot be divided by 6, and both of these cannot be divided by 6. So then, if we use 2 and 3, we have to figure out what can both of these numbers be divided by, 2 or 3. And you would say 2, so the 2 goes up here. And what can both of these numbers be divided by? And we would say 3, so the 3 goes here. Then you ask yourself, 3a times what gives you 3ab? That would be a positive 1. And then 2a times what gives you a negative 8ab? 4, positive or negative? Negative, because this is a negative 8. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. And then if you multiply the last two, 1b times negative 4b gives you negative 4b squared. So the factors are 3a minus 4 and 2a plus 1b. 3a minus 4b and 2a plus an imaginary 1b. So it cannot be b because it says plus. It cannot be c because that's not, I don't know where they got the 6 from. Remember we said that 6 doesn't work. And it cannot be d because it says minus, 2a minus b. So the answer has to be A. For problem number 13, you're going to do the same thing. The exact same thing that we did up here. But if you look at the answers, they didn't finish. They didn't finish the answers. So these, you just have to look at your answer and see which one matches similar. All right, so let's go ahead and do number 13. Number 13 is the same way. don't look at the answers. Don't worry about the answers until the very end. We're factoring it completely, just like it says. And then we're just going to find which one looks kind of like our answer. So in the box, we're going to put 15x squared in the front, and we're going to put 14y squared in the back. That's a positive. And because there is an x squared in the front and a y squared in the back, then we're going to have x times x, and we're going to have y times y. So then we do the factors. We need to find factors of 210 because we get 210 from multiplying 14 times 15 is 210. So we have a lot of numbers that we can work with. We have 1 and 210. We have 2 times 105. We have 3 times 70. We have 5 times 42. We have 6 times 35. We have 10 times 21. And we have 14 times 15. 7 times 30. You're right. Okay, so those are all the factors, and then we need to find one that gives you a sum or a difference of 31, and that would be 10 and 21 if you add them. So both of them need to be positive because this is a positive 31. So you put positive 10 and positive 21, and both of these have an x and a y because that's what the middle term has. Now the outside is the one that takes a little bit longer or more effort to do it. So we need two numbers that multiply and give you 15, but we got to know where they go. So if we use 1 and 15, 15 won't work because 15 and 10 cannot be both divided by 15, and 15 and 21 cannot be divided by 15 either. So what numbers do you want to use? 3 and 5. 3 and 5. So both of these numbers, can they be divided by 3 or by 5? Estos dos se pueden dividir por 5. They can be divided by 5, so I'm going to put the 5 here. And both of these can be divided by 3, so I'm going to put the 3 right here. Okay, and then you ask yourself, 5 times what gives you 10? Positive 2. And 3 times what gives you 21? Positive 7. And then 7 times 2 gives you 14. So everything works out. So your factors are 3x plus 2y and 5x plus 7y. So if I had to use one of these, it would have to be B, because I can say 3x plus 2y and 5x plus 7y. So this is exactly like what I got here. And that's how you need to do it on the test as well.